Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy from Across the Shock. And this is a video that sort of just came about in my head a couple of seconds ago, so I'm going to do it. And I was going to do a knife for Fixed Blade Friday, but I'm going to do a knife and a very quick sharpening just to show one of the things that I rabbit on about, which is quite a few, let me tell you. This is a Joseph Rogers. Let me just get this here. You can see it. There you go. Joseph Rogers and Sheffield, England, it says on it. This is a knife they have made for I don't know how many years. The Navy still buy these knives of Joseph Rogers. You can see the little sculpting here that gives you a little bit of grip in your hand because you've no guard before you go onto the blade. This usually comes in leather sheath. I didn't get it with it, so I'm going to try and find one and match them up together. It's to go with my sort of military knives that I'm collecting because this is still used daily in the Royal Navy. I know that for a fact. And it's just a basic, I think it's stainless steel, but it's just a basic stainless steel that the sailors on board would use. We call sailors the ones who work in the upper deck and they look after the maintenance of the ship, and they will carry these just for cutting basic things, scraping paint off somewhere that's bubbled, you know what I mean? They are just abused and used. Very cheaply made. You've got a little bit of, I think it's a hardwood of some sort. Might even be rosewood. I don't think it's a rosewood, but I think it's just a hardwood from somewhere, a cheap hardwood with two brass pins in it, thick brass pins, so it'll not come off there ever. So, and I was thinking, this is the way it came. Let me just show you. I was just doing a wee bit of a cut with it. It's blooming terrible, but I thought, why not at the same time, because these are simple steels. And I would say the biggest majority of knife users are using a simple steel in your 440s, your 420s, your 440Cs, all that sort of steel that's very easy to sharpen. You'd be amazed at how easy it is to keep a knife like this sharp at the end of your working day. You know, if you've been using it a lot and it's going dull, like this one is, it's not completely dull, but the edge is going on it. I rabbit on about the Lansky turn box. It's a very cheap way to keep your knives sharp and not have to worry about buying a fancy sharpening system until you're ready. So I'm going to do this. They call it a turn box because it turns, and in the top it holds two stones in there, and then you turn it the other way, two stones in there. Now, the stones are, there's two of these which are diamond, and this is a new sort of a new-ish addition to the Lansky. Diamond ceramic. It's about, I don't know, maybe 1,000 diamond stone. I've no idea what it is. It doesn't matter. It's fine enough not to, it doesn't wreck a blade very quickly. You'd have to actually work at it to wreck your blade. So it's a really easy system. In the box, you'll see there's two holes either side. One is, let me turn that up for you. One is 25 degrees and one is 20 degrees. So I'm going to show you how they sit in the box. I use 20 degrees for all pen knives and things like that. If you want to just put an edge on, 20 degrees is absolutely fine. You put them in like that. They're a V shape. They're set at 20 degrees, so you don't have to think. All you have to do with these is get your knife. You hold your knife straight in the center, hold it straight up, and then you can see your knife like that. And then what you want to do to sharpen this, I'm just going to try and get this. You bring it up to the top here, up the top you go, and you go down right to the end. And at the beginning, go slow and make sure you get to the tip. Don't run your tip off. Just do it slow. After years, I've got a lot quicker at it. So you're not moving the knife. It stays at the same angle, and you just move it over and go straight down. And that sharpens your knife. And I want to show you just how quickly it will bring it back to a real working edge. So I'm going to turn you down now. There we go. And you can sort of see, it's not maybe the best view, but all I'm doing is hold my knife center, keep it like that, up to the top. So you've got the angle is here for you. And all you do is and you're not pushing, you're just letting that knife do it. You can hear where it's starting to go now. You can hear where it has been badly blunted in some little parts of it. So that will actually, that sound, you'll hear it as it's getting sharper. And you don't have to keep going all day on a, on a basic steel. This diamond will do powdered steel as well. You know, your S30Vs and things like that. Just at the end of the day, if you're doing it, or if you're out bushcrafting, it's a nice compact package to take with you to do your bushcraft knives. And with this diamond, it'll do the, even the harder steels. So this is not going to be, this is just a real down and dirty, just to show how easy it is to work this. You don't have to think about edges. Yeah, it's starting to come already. You can see that. So just keep on going. And you don't move on to your ceramic stones until these are cutting paper nicely before you move on. I'm doing this at an odd angle for myself even. But you can actually, I can actually hear it. I don't know whether you can audibly hear where it is. I mean, you literally don't have to think. Just hold your knife straight. That's all you have to do. There you go. Starting to cut already. So it just shows you how quick that is. I'm going to take it over. I'm not going to make a big meal out of this. I just want you to see that anybody can keep your knives, especially a pen knife, on these. That, it's all you'll ever really need. And especially if you're using, your 440s, your basic steels, your VG10, things like that are not powdered. This will keep them sharp. Every night if you come in, just sit at 2 minutes and you're going to have it done and a knife fresh for the next day. So I'm now on the ceramic and you can hear the difference. Obviously ceramic is just basically smooth, but it cuts. It's harder than the steel, so it will actually hone the edge, and you can hear how nice and smooth that's getting. I'm not looking at this straight on, so I have no idea if I'm holding my knife straight. But again, it doesn't matter. If I just keep it doing it, it will just do it. And we do the same in the kitchen with a steel. This is the sort of steel you would have in the kitchen, but you hold the angle in the one in the kitchen, which is quite hard to do if you've never done it. So this is definitely, and what I want to show you is, look, can you see that line? I don't know whether you can. Let me take this out. This is the line. Can you see that? This was nice and clean before I started. That's a line. So this is taking off metal, but very, very slightly. It's not, it's not wearing your blade down at all. So you just keep doing this. The angle is there. You're just holding the knife straight out in front of you as if you're going to stab it into somebody. Don't move it. And you'll be amazed. Well, it still amazes me how easy it is to sharpen. And again, I'm not going right up to the edges. I should do, but I told you it was down and dirty for Fixed Blade Friday. So, can you see that? I mean, it really doesn't take long to get a knife sharp. It really doesn't. So that is ready for work. You can keep going, and you do keep going because you can get a really good edge on this knife using this little system. I mean, you can almost get a mirrored edge on it. And I think the diamond one is in the 30s now. It's 30 odd pounds to buy the diamond. You can get one with a more basic steel on here, sharpening stone I should say on here, but I would suggest the diamond because that will do your VG10s, and it'll go on up and do your 30 S30V, S35V, and it will still do them with these. You could do any of them with these, but it's really good at doing the lesser down that toughness of steels. So let me just, I'm talking a lot of dribble. I hope this is, but this is me. This is real life. This is what I do. I was sitting here and I was just going to do that to give it an edge, to do the video on it. I thought, well, why not do this? So, from blunt, there's still a couple of wee bits catching there, but it's getting sharper. So you've got the idea. This is fantastic. I would spend a bit longer on this and then go on to this when I've got all the judders out. But honestly, let me see. And here, I'm saying that now, why don't I just do this and finish off this? I always stop after I've done this, which is, there's maybe a little burr on there, and that's what's causing that. A little strop. I just literally do a little strop on my knives every time after. It just finishes them off, and I'll bet you that this will probably just take away any of them wee jutters, because I've just rushed it. I haven't removed burrs. So there you go. Let's see. Let's just see how we're doing, Paddy. There you go. Yeah, there's maybe one wee burr there, but look at that. That is a hell of an improvement on what it was. So the Lansky turnbucks, I'm not sponsored by them. I've just used them. I don't know, this is about the third one I've had. The Lansky turnbucks, really worth the investment. 30 odd pound to get the diamond one. I recommend that. And again, after you've done any sort of sharpening of a knife, a little strop goes a long way. Okay, take care. Thanks very much. And these are still for sale from Joseph Rogers. You can get these. Now, they come in a leather sheath. Very, very basic. But if you just want a basic knife, I highly recommend them, because that's all they are. Just a basic knife. You can keep sharp. It's easy to keep sharp. And just use for everyday use around the knife. I mean, you could use this as a butchering knife, to be honest with you, in the house if you want. And they really are not expensive. I don't know the price, but they're not expensive. So there you go. Fixed Blade Friday and a sharpening. God, that's what you really do get what you pay for with this channel, don't you? Take care, everybody. Bye bye now.